Alright, greetings, good people. I hope you all doing well. That's Noble Seyoum, Instagram, Noble Seyoum, YouTube. So, here's some quick stats. These are amount of games we played recently, and particularly our accuracy. So, we're going to get that up to 60 and see what's happening. We're still in the 90th percentile, so let's get into this play. Now, for this first game, this was a learning situation, and so we can just use this moment to see, what some better moves we could make. Now see, one is definitely don't trade that bishop for that rook. That's not the trade you want to make. And so we just played right through that. Let's see what's happening now. I made videos before of best 3 of 5 games. And so now what we have here, we just went ahead and added the series so that we gonna play best 3 out of 5. And we want to win that 3 times. And so that's what we did in this video. So in normal speed, it was an hour of activity. We go ahead and made it shorter, get this 25-minute shout out here. So now that was a move, that was the best move I had available. As you can see, you want to have that blocked up before you went and attack the queen. And so boom, so that's the first loss. So that's cool. So grandmasters talk about celebrating losses, and I think that's particularly interesting because seeing as how one's in a celebratory mood, this can affect their play even though they're experiencing what we call losses. They're gonna celebrate the losses. So that's what we're gonna do here, and we just going right into the next game. Now check out how they got that queen set up with that bishop. That's very good activity. Now that was a quick cleanup for us. That was an easy fix. It's good to watch out for that because that can be dangerous, especially at the end game. You see. So now they pushing that, they got that pawn attacking, and they move that rook back, move that bishop back, and now they got the queen and the white bishop ready to go. Now I'm getting up out of there, of course. I'm not interested in that, except for to see it diffuse. So they're attacking instead of getting out of there. I attack back, counter attack. And of course they got out of there, so one good turn deserves another. But of course this bishop down here is bad news, so we're gonna have to do something about that. And of course they know it's bad news, so they bolstering the position with that pawn. So yeah, we're gonna meet the pawn with what we got right there. Get on up out of there. Now they can't attack that queen with that bishop, or they could of course feel free, but they've been making wise decisions up to this point. Don't think they're gonna do that without some bolstering of their own. But let's see. Now they bring the queen down, and that's good for me, no problem. Now we go and attack the queen, but of course they can't return the check, and they got the queen in check essentially, so they gave me the bishop, so now we won up. Okay, that's pretty standard opening, that's pretty smooth. Swaggy in Brazil. Bueno. Now that was, okay, yeah, that wasn't free. I was about to say that wasn't the best move I had, but that was cool. And you're not giving me that free pawn over there, but now it would have been wise to just take that pawn right there to save me some time, because yeah, you can see they kept the pressure up, brought that bishop down after a short time, so I had to get on up out of there, and I was like, boom, let me just attack. And of course, I can't block it with anything right here. So I just gotta get on up out of there. Or what could I have blocked it with that would have been a good trade? Because they got that now they +3. And it's slight time advantage. Know that I was continuing the attack. We continue to move downfield. Okay. So they, of course, now they're not gonna just take that bishop unless they want to give me their queen, and they didn't want to give me their queen without, having some backup. They moved that rook over, and boom. So I traded that, which wasn't checked because they got that knight there. But of course they say, oh yeah, that's cool, let's go. They gonna take, they take that one. So I could trade back. I want to keep that queen a little bit longer, and you see I got time advantage. So let's see what they gonna do. I'm almost double time advantage. This is serious end game business here. Check that clock out. Look at how it's moving. The animation there is pretty cool. Now that trade, that was pretty tough. So now, of course, the most expedient win is what? It's looking like time. Off of time, so yeah, it's quick. What we gonna do? What would you do? Feel free to leave any comments on these games you've seen, like, oh yeah, that would have been a great move. Oh, that was a decent move you made right there, whatever. Okay, that's a draw. So yeah, we're in this series, the best 3 of 5 games times 3. Best 3 of 5 games times 3 on some KOK stuff. That gives us our series. Series 1, win 3 of 5, next series, etc. So check this out, what's going on? They trading that over there, and the position's getting pretty simple. Now that was a free piece, and that was another free piece they just took right there. And I'ma tell you, I didn't necessarily think in my head that went a little bit differently. And check this out. Bam, in my head that went a little bit differently, of course, because I'm looking at it like he pinned down, but that still worked out to my favor. So that's 2 wins. We only need one more win. We going up out of this series. Cool. So now that's a typical opening right there. That's pretty typical. We see that opening, and of course, since we traded like that, I said let me go ahead, and now I'm +2. Offense +2 now. That was a good move on their part. Now it's time to get on back home with that road. But never mind, that bitch gotta go nowhere. That bitch did a fantastic job. Going about her way now. Yep. Time advantage them, material advantage me. Well, now that's material advantage them. Alright, material advantage them. Alright, they double advantaged up, so it's gonna prove very beneficial to play effectively and smart from here on out. Yeah, check this out. They still got material advantage, but it's very close. Now, right? And so I got that area blocked off with that rook. Oh, and there goes that fort. And that's fantastic. They tried to stave off the Fort Galua. Had I took that rook, took that pawn, Ben could have checked me again and got out of that fort. Played that well, and that's a momentum shift. So we observe this momentum shift into the end of the game. Just convert this winning position to the end of the game. Let's go. Yep. So what's the most effective move one can do at rook and king in games? You know, what's the smoothest way, most effective way to use the rook? You know, to get the job done. You want to get your checkmate over here. And yeah, that's game over right there. That's definitely game over. What can they do with that bishop? Thank you very much. Just getting away a little bit. Okay, game over. And that's the end of that series. Alright, new series. And they got the Queen's Gambit there. Yeah, that's the Queen's Gambit. And the modern defense, now they call it the King's Indian defense. And something else. I think that means that's generally showing that we are going along the lines of what the opening and the way of playing the game, that's what they call King's Indian defense. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so they didn't want me to have that pawn for free, of course. That's a good idea for them. And they steady attack in that king's side. But I got away with that checkmate. That's one down. Alright. And I did what that's called the ready opening, they calling that. And now they opened their king side up and they got that defense over there pretty quick. That's good for them. So let's see how that's going to affect the game. Alright, we both developing. I think I'm a little bit more developed at this point. Alright. That's a free piece, of course. Not. That queen is on attack. That's a fort. Now, of course, I could just trade that right there. But that was probably finger slip, and that might have been a little bit of the... Okay, that's Vatican City. That's the flag. That's putting it for Vatican City. Okay. Alright, so we moving right along here. I decided to pull the queen out there, so let's see what's going on. That was smart to put an eye on the queen. You got that sniper right there. People like to refer to the bishop as the sniper. It was right there like, what's happening, queen? I see you out here ready to do some business. You ready to do some things out here. Okay, so what's a good move for them? Now you see they moving down. That looks pretty nice. That's a nice setup they got going right there. Till I got out of the way. And they decided to bring that down, so we had to trade, of course, that bishop and the pawn. But they didn't know that that's what was going to happen. I don't think otherwise they would have done that. So that's series, second series down, final series. If we can close this series out, we'll get the best 3 or 5 of this series and call it. So this first game is looking like this. They got, you seen the queen and bishop line up in previous games. That's a good setup if you use it right. And they left that spot open, so I was able to use it right there. Now I could have sacrificed that bishop coming right back around and even took that bishop out here. Anyway, that's what I did. And what they said, oh, attack the queen. I said, check. And they said, oh, free piece. And so I had to get on up out of there. And we got some things happening here. That's not what I meant to do, of course, right there. That was a free piece. If it's free, what you better do. So material advantage, they got strong material advantage. I got time advantage presently. and that's a pin. You see, I did a pin earlier that I won a game off of a pin I missed. So, can you say I missed that? Okay, yeah, so check this out. Alright, still time advantage me. Yeah, where they going? What they gonna do? Brought that bishop back. It's protected, that's a good position. Attack, bishop attack at the king. Pin the king down. Bring the pressure. The queen coming back down. I was out of position at that point. So, just go strong. So the first one I lost again. And then we did a queen's opening. And they calling this the Slav defense exchange variation. Alright. Okay, so what are some good moves for them to do here? You see the position getting more simple, more simple. That's 10 pieces, 15 now. Okay, so we traded that up. Everything's traded well. They don't want to trade this queen though. And where they gonna move it? And now that's position advantage me in that way. My all my pieces are relatively blocked up, and my queens got further control of the board, more control of the board than there's and that's check, double check of course. And to say, oh, in your face, because that knight right there is definitely blocking that position. That queen that would return the check. Well, now check this out. That bishop has great position to go and sit at that C3 protection station, right? But all my pieces are blocked up right now, so that's fantastic. Alright. Now they made that trade. Now you see that bishop went right to that protection station. I told you. Alright, so I just want to convert my time advantage, and I will call this material advantage. There are players who find they can fork in the end game with bishops, and what's that style about? You know what I mean? If you can fork with a bishop as quickly as a knight, you're using your pieces effectively. Alright, and clearly I got sizable material advantage now, and time advantage. Game over. They just trying to see how you can get a draw or something. Anyway, we won up, and I just played this player. They call this the Nimzowitsch defense. That's pretty interesting. Alright, here we go. They get into the middle. They got some middle position, and I got some middle position as well. And we both developed, probably equal development. And then now they initiating an attack here. What they want to trade. If they want to trade, we super blocked. They pretty blocked up now, but now that knight is hanging. I could have took him, and they decided to take like that. So it's still good development. They got 3-4 moves before they can attack that knight. But characteristic of a good technique, grandmasters talk about forcing moves. What we call forcing moves is you observe this rook here on f8. It could attack at f3 at any time and force that king to do something. Now that wouldn't be the smartest move, seeing as how you don't want to make that trade, but now it can't do it. But now the queen on h5 can force the king to move. by taking on f3. And so now you can see I'm forcing the king to go dance around here and now force him to trade with me. So thank you very much. Let's trade now +2. And so now, ideally, all you want to do is just play this game out. Got time advantage, material advantage. Say, okay, yeah, let's just take this winning position on to the end of the game. Now, what's the smoothest, easiest way is this check? So that's a fork right there. Gotta take that. But of course, don't want them to get free pieces in the process. Right on, right on. Now I just want them just leave that spot alone. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Take the next one. Okay. And that's game. That's game. That's very much game. What can they do? They gotta sacrifice. They down. They gotta, yeah. Okay. Anyway, +2. Two wins, one loss. Alright, we trade that, get that knight up out of there on that side. And that's good position, right? I just forward the plan. That bishop right there, ready with that queen. But you put somebody in front of them real quick. Alright, now that's a free piece, of course. That's a free piece. So typically what one would want to do is just reinforce that, or bolster that position before they move there. And then they can trade all of those up. They won that trade, you see, we +1. Or they're +1 now. Alright, now that's not a technical forcing move, because forcing moves be on the king, but definitely don't want to leave that queen to be attacked there. And they +2. They gonna give me that pawn for free. They said no, so I had to get on up out of dodge. Pull back right there, and we gonna. They returns getting to the middle. They got some middle position, and so yeah, we on the attack here. Been nice if we have a double attack there, but you see that queen is ready to just take that pawn for free, so I had to get on up out of there. Okay, and they traded the queen, and they got time advantage, material advantage. What's finna go down, do you think? That's solid positioning right there. Move that check. Oh yeah, you're trying to close it down, of course. Yep. Move them over. Okay. And that knight's been free. He could have took that free knight a little while ago, of course. Check. Oh no. And time is too much. They time advantage. So we too even. So this is the final countdown. This is the final game right here. And opened up with the Sicilian defense, actually. Okay, what do they suggest the Sicilian defense is good against? Whatever the case, let's see how this game pans out. Yeah, so attack that queen, get up out of there. And he said, attack your king, I'm gonna stay. Or I'm gonna move a little bit, just a little bit. I want to maintain position. He did not get up out of there. Now he gets up out of there. Okay. Or she. Archtron. Could be a she. And so brought the queen back down there, of course, said I like this position. But we got something for Queenie. Gotta do something about Queenie, because Queenie just sitting there. We just positionally moving around and staying on attack on that king. They gotta do something about it too, you see. That pawn is protected. Thank you very much. So you take that one, no problem. And boom, boom. So boom, gotta take combo, combo. Yeah. And of course, he want to do something about that imminent check on f1. But what can he do? Move his queen back. He could have moved his queen back. So yeah, thanks for watching.